Okay, let's dive into this. You know, we've all been there, right? Staring at that delete account button, ready to just make a clean break. And you click it, and there's this little moment of satisfaction, like, poof, it's gone. But what if I told you that poof is usually just an illusion? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the massive, hidden engineering challenge of making delete actually mean delete.
So, what happens next? I mean, for you, on your screen, it's just a simple confirmation box. But behind the scenes, that one little click is supposed to kick off this incredibly complex automated chain reaction. We're not talking about just shredding a single file here. No, it's more like launching a full-on manhunt, or I guess a data hunt, to track down and erase your digital ghost from maybe dozens of different systems. And as you're about to see, getting that hunt right is ridiculously hard.
And this isn't just a company being nice or offering good customer service. Nope. Thanks to regulations like the GDPR in Europe, this has become a legal mandate. It's called the right to be forgotten. This means companies don't just get to choose to delete your data, they are legally required to erase it completely if you ask. And suddenly, that legal right turns into this monumental engineering puzzle they have to solve.
All right, so this brings us to what I like to call the data ghost hunt. Because see, your data isn't just sitting in one neat little file in one single place. Oh no, it's more like a trail of digital breadcrumbs scattered all over this vast, invisible landscape. It gets copied for speed, it's backed up for safety, it's archived for records. The real challenge isn't just deleting the original file, it's finding and wiping out every single one of those echoes. Here's a really good way to picture this. Imagine you didn't keep all your stuff in your house. Instead, you've got it stored in like dozens of different self-storage units, and they're all run by different companies in totally different cities. Now, imagine you have to get every single thing back from every single unit, but you don't have a master list of where everything is. That right there is the nightmare engineers are facing with your data in the cloud.
So where are all these hiding places? Well, think about it. For a service to be fast and reliable, your data gets spread all over the place. It's in distributed databases for stability. It gets copied into data replicas, so if one server fails, the site doesn't crash. It's sitting in caching systems, so things load in a snap. It's been organized into search indexes, so you can find that one comment you made 3 years ago. And of course, it's in all the backups and logs for security. Every single one of these things, which were designed to make the service better for you, accidentally becomes another place your data can hide.
Okay, so how on earth do engineers actually solve this ghost hunt? I mean, they can't do it by hand, that's for sure. What you need is a really precise, automated process. So let's follow the journey of a single deletion request, but through a system that was built the right way. A system that was actually designed from day one to know how to forget.
A really solid deletion process follows 5 key steps. It all starts with your request. Then, the system erases your primary data. After that, a signal cascades to all the other systems. Then, it purges all the caches. And finally, you get a confirmation. Simple on paper, right? Let's break down the most important part.
Okay, so the first domino to fall, it's the big one, your main account record. The system goes right for the main database, what engineers call the source of truth, and just wipes out your core profile. That's it. That's the point of no return for your account. But the job is nowhere near done yet.
Now this next part is where smart automation is absolutely crucial. As soon as that primary record is gone, an automated message just fans out across the entire network. Think of it like a digital broadcast that goes out to every replica, every analytics database, every secondary system, and it says the exact same thing. Hey, user 123 is gone. Delete everything you have on them, now.
And this next step, this is the one that's so easy to forget, but it is so important. See, your data is also hanging out in these high-speed caches to make the website feel snappy, and it's in search indexes so you can find your old stuff. If you don't clear those out, your name could still pop up in a search result, even though your account is technically gone. A well-built system makes sure to purge these completely.
But what happens when a system misses one of those steps? What happens when the architecture just wasn't built for forgetting in the first place? Well, that's when things get a little spooky. We enter the realm of data that just refuses to die. Engineers have a great name for this. They call it zombie data, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's information that should be long gone, but it's just lingering. It's hiding in the shadows of the system, maybe in an old server log, on a backup tape that never got overwritten, or in one of those caches that wasn't cleared. It is literally the ghost in the machine, and for a company, it's a massive compliance nightmare waiting to happen. And the difference between doing this right and doing it wrong is just night and day. The right way? You have a centralized process.
You use an automated cascade that hits every single corner. And, this is key, you have an auditable trail that proves you did it. The wrong way? It's all just patchy, manual steps. You're pretty much guaranteed to forget the caches, and you're left with all this zombie data and absolutely no proof you even tried to delete it. One is smart, responsible engineering. The other is just asking for trouble.
You know, a cloud architect I read about put it perfectly. They said, the hardest part isn't deleting the data. It's proving you deleted it everywhere. And that just nails it, right? Because that's the heart of the legal requirement. If you don't have a verifiable, unchangeable log showing every single step was done correctly, you have no way to prove to regulators that you actually complied with the law.
So, how do you avoid all these traps? Well, the answer isn't some quick patch or a software update. It's a fundamental change in how you think. You have to architect for forgetting from the very beginning.
So here it is, the blueprint for doing this right. First, you design for deletion from day one. It can't be an afterthought. You build a central service to handle every single erasure request. You automate that cascade of delete signals so nothing ever gets missed. And here's a really critical one. You tag all user data with a unique ID. That tag becomes the master key that lets the system find every last piece of related data. And finally, you maintain an immutable audit log to prove without a doubt that the job was done.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway? It's that the simple delete button we all click without a second thought is hiding a world of complexity. Making that button actually do what it promises requires an incredibly deep and thoughtful architecture. True data erasure isn't just another feature, it's a core principle of building software that people can actually trust.
And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. In a world where our digital footprints are just growing and growing, we really have to ask ourselves, is the ability to be truly forgotten online a fundamental right that we can and should engineer for? Or is it slowly becoming a technical impossibility in a world that seems designed to remember everything, forever?